It's something that is going to continue to take us maybe even a couple of years to catch up, especially on the aircraft side. Deliveries are just behind, and it's going to remain that way. We're looking at around 17% less aircraft being delivered this year than were planned, so airlines need to adjust to that, and they are. We're also seeing part shortages, which are causing some problems. So there are some things that we can do. One is working on standards for parts transferability from one jurisdiction to another. That will certainly help in turnaround times. We also need some predictability or better predictability on parts so that airlines can have a better plan in place by knowing when the parts will be available. And sharing of data is really important amongst the airlines, and making sure that we have the right amount of staff and capacity to be able to turn the aircraft and engines and parts around as needed. Safety is always going to be the #1 priority for our business, and there's a very good reason for that, and that's why we are the safest mode of mass transportation on the planet. But we can't rest on our laurels, and we never have. 2023 was the best year on record, but 2024 didn't start out that way. And so it's a good example of how the industry steps back, takes a good look at what we need to focus on, that is standards, and continue to focus on standards. Our example is IATA and a continual evolution of that program into a more risk-based approach. Culture, so we've launched an initiative on safety culture, starting from the top down, to remember and remind everybody the importance of safety. That's relevant because we've had a big change on the guard, so to speak, in terms of staffing, and what used to be so obvious to everybody may not be so obvious to the new entrants into our business. So it's important that we reinforce that. And then data, whether that's the data that we have that's available through our GATM program, but also using other regulators' data like SIAS in the US or Data for Safety in Europe, to make sure that we're making great decisions, good decisions based on data that will allow us to be even more safer than we are today. We are, however, seeing an increase in turbulence. Part of that is reporting. We're getting much better at that. And also there's more aircraft in the air, which increases the amount of turbulence. And then when you have incidents such as we just had, very high profile, which brings it some more sort of media attention to the issue. It's a good thing. This industry, especially when you have a significant incident like we just had, which hadn't happened previously since 1997, so it's the first time that there's been a death associated with severe turbulence in 26, 27 years. But usually results in the airline industry taking a step back, reviewing their standard operating procedures, making sure that we have good, sound protocols in place to make sure that our crew and our customers are safe. The aircraft are built to maintain and deal with these situations, and our flight crew are trained to deal with it. And we also want to provide more real-time data. We're doing that through a product called Turbulence Aware, but there are other products available as well, with the intention of giving our pilots what they need at the time to make appropriate decisions to try to address the problem.